is Jordan, in case this is your first time on my channel, and I'm so excited that you are here today with me because today I'm going to be bringing you my August wrap-up. It's insane. I know, it feels like July was literally yesterday, but we're going to be doing the August wrap-up. Let's get into it. So the first book that I read this month was In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. I had to read this book for school. I mentioned it several times on my channel. While I was reading this book, I found that it was kind of boring just because you know what's going to happen going into it. It's a non-fiction book, and I say non-fiction in quotation marks because technically some of it was made up, but I kind of don't mind that. I don't know what you guys how you guys feel about that because it was originally published as non-fiction, right? But it has been revealed that Capote, has made up some things. I don't really mind that because I feel like it makes the story, quote unquote, better. That was one of the things that I actually liked about it, was that it was a non-fiction that read like fiction. And it's kind of hard to take things that happen in real life and translate it into story, just because things that happen in real life aren't always like books. So the fact that he was able to craft and make something, and even if he did have to make other things up, he still did a really good job at that. At the same time, it would have been nice if he included something or said hey, I made some things up. That would have been nice if he would have acknowledged that, but Capote kind of insisted that everything in this is true when it's not. The second book that I read this month was Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. And this book, once I got past the dialect, it was so good. I was not expecting to enjoy the romance side of this book as much as I did. I found it quite interesting. One of the things that I really appreciated was that you can tell that it deals with feminism, and there are definitely some lines that you're oh yeah, a feminist would say that. But it's not in your face feminism, yeah, it's just subtle things, and I thought that was really, really nice. The next book that I read this month was Four by Veronica Roth, and oh my gosh, I am so disappointed in myself that I waited forever to read this book. I mean, it was just so good, and it wasn't what I was expecting either. I thought that it was going to be it was gonna follow Tobias, basically through the Divergent book, and it definitely goes through some scenes from Divergent, but for some of it, it's just Tobias, and it's parts of him that we knew about, but we didn't really get to go in depth, and there are things that happen in this book that I was oh my gosh, I didn't know that that was a thing, or just random different things. Also, since I waited so long though, I think one of the benefits that I got out of that was that I was distant enough from my emotions from after finishing the trilogy and going into 4, I was able to really appreciate it, and I wasn't hit every single time I read a character's name or I read about something, you know what I mean. So it's been about a week since I filmed the first part of this video, but I still have more books to talk about, so let's continue. So the next book that I read was The Crucible by Arthur Miller, and I guess this is more of a play, but it's still basically a book. And The Crucible I had to read for school, that's why it's very, very annotated. And once I got to the actual play part, because there's a 20-page introduction or something like that, the introduction is very long and boring, and I did not like it at all. But once I got to the actual play part, I was definitely enjoying myself, and I'm way more interested in the witch hunts. I feel they're kind of confusing, right? We don't really know everything that happened, and so I feel it would be really cool to read something that's more historically accurate, because The Crucible, if you did not know, is historical fiction. Not everything in here has actually happened. Take everything that you read with a grain of salt. But it was good. So this is actually a book that I am still like reading, and it's Comfort Food by Kate Jacobs, and it follows a woman who has like a cooking TV show. She's about to turn 50, she has 2 grown daughters, and she kind of feels like she's going to be like replaced. Like there are new people in the industry, and she's just like, I'm over here getting old, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm about to turn 50, and oh my gosh, and she's just kind of like analyzing her life. And it's interesting. I'm still like in the beginning of it, so like I don't have like a whole lot to say about it, but it does really remind me of Less. Less is by Andrew Sean Greer, and this follows a man who is about to turn 52, and I feel like there are definitely some of the same themes because they're kind of going through some of the same things. I mean, obviously they're 2 different stories and they aren't like both dealing with the same things, but they're both turning 50, and a lot of the things that I liked about Less were those themes of I'm turning 50 and I need to analyze my life. I think it's really interesting to be as young as I am and reading a book about a character who's about to turn 50, just because it's nice to like see how they're analyzing their lives like at an older age, and being able to like kind of sort of apply that to my life. Just because like I can be like, okay, no, not to do that, or oh wow, I've never thought about that, and I'm so glad that I get to think about it now before it's like too late to think about that. I just kind of think that's nice. So those were the books that I read in the month of August, and now's the time when I would usually be doing my outro, but since we're about to do the outro, I need to give a quick update about my posting schedule. You may have noticed that I didn't post this Tuesday or Friday, and that's because I'm changing my posting schedule. I'm only going to be posting 1 video every single Saturday, and that's just because the school year has started, and it's getting to be a little bit too much posting 2 videos a week while being in school and trying to do other things. I'm in my junior year of high school, and there's lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff to do. So 1 video every Saturday. That's how it's gonna be. Maybe it'll change, but for now, that's what I'm posting. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, then you should totally click that red subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Bye guys!